What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Grimgrin House of Horrors. Hope you're excited to outrace Grimgrin as you run down the hall and he chases you with this big little hook and chain, whatever you're gonna call it. Let's get the chat closed out. There we go. The Atraxa popped up. As far as our opening hand goes, we've got Creeping Tarpet, Island, Chromatic Lantern, and then Grim Tutor. Man, I'm just not wild about this hand. Let's go to Mulligan. These are all really good support cards, but I just don't want them in our opening hand. Okay, good, beautiful. Ancient Tomb, Swamp, Demonic Tutor, Sword of Fire. Yes, we will keep on this one. Sounds good. Bloodline Keeper. Let's go and put you on the bottom for right. Yeah, we'll go put you on the bottom for right now. All right, let's get Grimgrin pop back up. Let's go ahead and get the Swamp down. Anything else? We're gonna go ahead and pass the turn. We're playing Grimgrin Corpseborn, the House of Horrors. See if you can Atraxa can survive her way through the House of Horrors today. Grimgrin enters the battlefield tapped, does not untap during your next untap step. Sacrifice another creature, untap Grimgrin, put a +1 counter on it. Then whenever Grimgrin attacks, destroy target creature defending player controls. Then put a +1 counter on Grimgrin. Playing against Atraxa, she has Flying, Vigilance, Death Touch, and Lifelink. Then at the beginning of your end step, proliferate. Alright, Praetors gets down the Fortified Village, revealing a plains off that. Full art plains on that one. Ooh, it actually reminds me. Let's go ahead and we do draw into fetch land, which is really nice. Let's go ahead and get the Ancient Tomb down. Let's go ahead and go for Sword of Fire and Ice. A little Game of Thrones sword over there. Get that down, John's. Oh, actually, I'm not going to talk about it because last time I talked about it, I kind of gave some spoiler. I gave a spoiler away, so I'm not going to just jump down that road. Anything else? Now we're going to go and pass the turn. I get that. But yeah, speaking of full art lands, if you haven't seen them, the Unhinged, the new unset that's coming out, they did do some full arts on there, and they look great. I'm not usually a full art person, but when I saw these, I was like, it'd be kind of nice to have those for the cube or something like that. But yeah, they look really good. And the cool thing about it is they took away the border. There's no even though it's full art, there's it's literally this one. It almost looks like a Klug altar or something like that, where there's no border, very light border down at the bottom, and it looks really good. So I'm glad they decided to go with something like that. Alright, let's go get the Catacombs down. Let's go and crack. We need to have a blue source for Grimgrin. That makes him happy. Let's go and find one of those. Let's go and go for I'll go for the Underground Sea. That sounds good. Get that down. Alright, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 total mana over. We're able to get down Volrath, Stronghold, next turn to get down Grimgrin. What helps us get out from underneath this one? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go and go for Demonic Tutor. So we have 1, 2. See if we can't grab some. What do we want to grab right now? We could go for a recursion source that allows us to untap Grimgrin. I'm almost tempted to kind of go for another piece of Voltron, just kind of start beating up on Atraxa. What sounds good? I think I like going for Swiftfoot Boots on this one. I like that. Let's go for the boots. We can get that down, give it protection, have haste. Yeah, I like that. We'll get the boots down. Yep. Oh, scare me for a sec. Let's go tap the Underground Seas, get the boots down. There we go. Than anything else. Now we're going to go and pass the turn, kick it over our opponent. But yeah, so the full art lands, they look really good. It's kind of, I'm going to try to do my best to describe it. So, so where my mouse is, there's a very, up here, there's a very tiny, almost opaque border, and there's an opaque border down at the bottom. But yeah, just go to Google, type in Unhinged Lands, or just type in MTG Lands. I'm sure they'll pop up. Or you know what? I'll try and put a link down in the description below if I remember after this one. But yeah, they look really good, man. He is so good at making. The thing about those lands is they're really full of detail. They look really pretty, but if you think about it, there's only, you take this plains for example. John Avon did this one. If you think about this plains right here, the very common color in there is basically just, it is a plain, so everything is basically just kind of white in there, but the amount of detail, it looks really good. It looks like it has depth and stuff like that. So I don't know what, I'm not an art major, but I don't know what description I'm looking for, but I've always appreciated his ability to provide a lot of detail with not a lot of color. So that's really nice. You take this island for example. This island looks great. You see the rocks in there, you see the water falling out, but John Avon's ability to just make lands that just I don't know, they just look good, look beautiful. So, and I will have a link down in the description below, so you can kind of check them out and see them. Now, as far as next turn goes, Concave Cryptologist. Okay, that was weird. No, it was almost like it didn't load correctly or something. It was all on one line. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not the end of the world. Seems like an interesting build of Atraxa. At least it's not Super Friends. I played against Super Friends last night, and that was pretty gnarly. What are we going to go for? So we can actually go for Grimgrin right now. We're going to have Grimgrin be unprotected, unfortunately. But that puts us... Ooh, and we draw into Gravecrawler. Beautiful draw. Just now saw that. Let's go and go for Grimgrin. I like that. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. We're not going to be able to equip Swiftfoot Boots, but, you know, if they've got removal, they've got it. They did leave up 1 white with Fortified Village, so, hey, if they get it, they got it. If not, then we'll be in a good spot to kind of start pushing in next turn. We're going to pass the turn. So if they don't go for Path off the Fortified Village, I feel pretty good off this one. Fingers, all right, they do not. Looks like they don't have it. I mean, they probably would have used it if they had it, but I feel that we can reliably assume that they don't have it because they didn't use it. So, next turn, we have Swiftfoot Boots to get down. That's going to be 1. We can use the 2 mana off Ancient Tomb to equip the Sword of Fire and Ice on Grimgrin, give it a nice little protection, and have it protected. And then we can use the other mana to get down Gravecrawler, and then slowly start pushing our way past Atraxa. Get out from underneath that one. Opponent does finally get down a Black Sword to the Pine Barren, so they're going to be online for getting Atraxa down. But I think at this point, once we get down the Sword of Fire and Ice on Grimgrin, we'll be able to kind of start chasing Atraxa through the House of Horrors. And the funny thing is, this is kind of a little bit more back-end stuff. So my Grimgrin video, it got flagged as inappropriate for some advertisers, and a lot of that is, and I've noticed it with the Magic community, is that a lot of people are having their videos flagged, and it makes, like, I'm not going to say it now, but if you start talking, you know, in Magic we have stuff like Terminate, and Terminate will destroy a creature, but if you use the K word, like Kill, I think YouTube's algorithm will kind of flag that as, oh, this is inappropriate. They're talking about doing that a lot, so that's not good. Alright, let's do some stuff first. Let's go and go for the Sword of Fire and Ice on Grimgrin. They're completely tapped out, so we can go for it however we want to sequence it. 2 off the Ancient Tomb. Get 2 on there. Oh yeah. Let's go for the Boots. Volrath Stronghold. Let's go for a Gravecrawler. Just like we drew it up. Sacrifice the Gravecrawler. Put an extra counter on there. Let's go and swing in. Oh yes, loving it. It attacks, we're going to be able to destroy a creature. That is a 0-1, so let's go ahead and destroy the 0-1. Actually, we'll destroy the Tuskguard Captain, and then off the Sword of Fire and Ice target creature. Yeah, I'm going to destroy the Captain. Get a little count on there. Once we connect and deal that damage, we're going to be able to deal 2 damage. Let's go and deal that 2 damage to the Enclave Cryptologist, kind of keep them off the battlefield. Beautiful. And then let's go ahead and recast the Gravecrawler out of the graveyard. Go for that. Get the island down. And then we can actually go ahead and sacrifice the Gravecrawler to untap it. There we go. Alright, Grimgrin's ready to go for next turn. Anything else? No, we're going to go and pass the turn. Alright, so we have Grimgrin on the battlefield. He is protected. He has a nice little Sword of Fire and Ice. In addition to his little hook over there, he's got it taped to the little hook. I don't know, it's pretty funny. Imagine that. He's got the little Sword of Fire and Ice just dangling around there, throwing it over there. But yeah, so the algorithm. So I guess I talked about doing that a lot in one of my older videos, or a previous video, and yeah, YouTube flagged it. So I've kind of had to, as I record Magic, you know, we do a lot of that in the game where we destroy creatures, but YouTube's algorithm doesn't know that we're talking about cards and not actual people or physical beings. And so I've had to kind of alter my commentary to make sure that we use destroy and then use creature after that one to make sure they don't really go after that. Because one time I recorded a Dwarf Fortress video where oh, okay, opponent scoops it up, we go to 10-10, but I'll kind of finish that story real quick. I recorded a Dwarf Fortress video where something happened and our fort got attacked, and it was like, it was pretty bad. Like, and I was being really descriptive of what happened, and then YouTube flagged it as like, oh, this is inappropriate for whatever. So, alright, so Grimgrin does kind of seal the deal. We get the Sword of Fire and Ice on there. This is Voltron, so, you know, our opponent didn't get a lot of stuff going, but we are going Voltron, and we need to push in as much damage as possible. So our opponent's sitting at 9 total commander damage. We'd have been swinging in for 10. What we actually could have done is, I think we would have been able to, yeah, we would have been able to close it out next turn, because we go for Gravecrawler. We get, cast Gravecrawler out of the graveyard, sacrifice it, get an additional count on there, Grimgrin goes to 11, and then we go for the Underground Sea, recasting it again, it goes to a 12, so that would have been exactly 21 points of damage, and then whatever creature they get out would be able to kind of close it out with Grimgrin. So, Atraxa did not make it out of the House of Horrors. Alright everybody, if you enjoyed the video, like and subscribe. Thanks. Bye.